Hello, Soul Tribe. Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you for being so patient with me while I was under the weather. Oh, goodness, I'm such a big baby. Clearly not as strong as y'all see me to be. Not at all. I was like crying. So thank you for the likes, the shares, the views, the comments, the subscribes, everything. I appreciate everything and everyone. Let's ring the bell. Let's clear out this old energy and let's see what the message the Spirit has for us today. Hello, Kate. Thank you. How are you? I am well. How are you? Hey, Red Violet Crystals. How are you? Nice to see you. And Kate, I feel 1,000% better. Let's ring the bell. Someone said something with a full chest, but then, like, as soon as they said it and things switched, and then they kind of went on to a different trajectory. But now somebody is like, wait a minute. Something happened too fast. Like, when somebody you trying to give somebody an ultimatum and they take the choice that you didn't think they was going to take. Somebody's like, whoa, they just said, okay, well, bye. Something like that. Bottom of the deck. Justice. What a way to start out, right? Oh, well, that's what your ass get. Because guess what? Somebody was giving you, like, maybe they was giving you their whole heart or something like that. Or somebody was coming at you 100% correct. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was doing you a solid. And what was somebody else doing? Trying to be sneaky. Trying to be slick. Trying to be sly. Trying to be half nickel slick, like they was going to come and give you pieces, crumbs, pennies, a little half awful. You saw the truth of that shit. You saw the truth of what somebody thought that they was going to bring to you. And you said, I'm good. Because there's plenty more just like you. And you know what else happened? As soon as you did that, the right one came along with the right tone and the right communication. Okay. It was like the perfect one for you. Both of y'all was like different, like night and day, but both of y'all brought out the best in each other. And now somebody, but hurt, they feel it hurt because they're looking at y'all celebrating and how happy they are, happy you are. Now somebody feeling like they got to try and get back in because they know they put themselves on the outside. Now they're trying to plan to see how they can get back in. Now they're going to try and see what they can do to try and fight for your honor. They better worry about this. They better read this today. They better hear this today. Thou shalt not try me. Not today, motherfucker. Not today. What's the message, Spirit? See, they said something. They said, they was all ugly with you. You was like, oh, okay. I'm telling you, they was all ugly with you. You was like, oh, okay. Okay, no problem. No problem. And you saw that was exactly how they really felt. No problem. You good. Tell you what, hey, Bragsy. Thank you. You was like, cool, no problem. I got this. You ain't got to worry about me. You ain't got to worry about this ever. Someone said, you know what? Somebody else, you don't appreciate what I was trying to bring to you, but somebody else is going to appreciate it. You didn't want to make no kind of union with me, even though you could see that I'm that one, I'm that that shit. But you thought that there was gonna be somebody better than me? Surely you jest, motherfucker. Surely you jest. You ain't never heard that shit. A bird in the hand is better than two in the bush. You ain't never heard that. Oh, okay. See, somebody thought that you was going to be so happy just for them to pay you any little bit of attention, just to give you a little bit. You was like, motherfucker, no. This is what I expect. This is what I expect. This is what I want. This is what I deserve. So then somebody found out. They thought that you was going to be upset. No. They saw that, you expressed to them, hey, dude, sis, I'm good by myself, for real. Okay, I know what I bring, and I know who I am. And sure enough, that is set to shown. That is clearly shown. You do for yourself. You got your own business and everything. See, somebody thought that you was gonna be trying to come to them for some type of money, because like you needed them to work with you or something like that, and they thought that they was going to try and hold some type of hold something over you, or that they could talk about they was always at work to kind of keep you stuck from you moving around, but they was having all this competition out there and lying to you, thinking that you was gonna believe the shit whenever you knew what the fuck was going on the whole damn time. Hey, James. Right. Right, James. Thank you. Right, Red Violet Child, please. They didn't realize that you knew what the truth was, and you was not afraid to tell the truth. You was not afraid to speak your mind. You was not afraid to tell it like it is. Hello. Like it or not, you can get your feelings hurt all you want, but you was gonna lay it down. You was gonna let them know. Shit, and you wasn't even being rude or mean about it or nothing like that. It's just that you let them know your expectations. See, they didn't expect you or appreciate or was actually shocked and appalled that you stood up to them, because see, they wasn't used to this. They was used to thinking that they was just, they could run and come and go and come whenever they please, and like they had it like that. No, you let somebody know, it ain't even like that over here. Shit, somebody saw that, what, you was like, okay, bye. See ya. What's the message? What's the message? See, now somebody they're thinking about how they should have probably worked with you. Now they thinking about, okay, so they was thinking like they had to have their money right and this, that, and the other. But now they sitting here thinking about, wait a minute. They're looking at you like, well, wait a minute. You could have, added to the whole situation, and instead of them thinking that they had to be just their way, they messed themselves up. Now they're looking at you built with somebody else. Okay, as with somebody else who's wanting to build with you, and now they feel like, dang, they messed up. Yes, that's exactly what happened. They messed up, and it's justice that you walked away. Because you know what? Somebody didn't expect you they didn't expect you to be strong enough and to follow your own intuition and to know that, hey, better is out there. So, whatever. Exactly. After that back and forth. Exactly. Forget all that. See, somebody didn't see. Somebody remembers. They remember you from the past, but they didn't really remember everything from the past. I think they just kind of remembered that it was something from the past with you. You know, maybe they thought that they had some type of but whatever it was, it's like there was some type of cycle that was coming around, or some type of lesson that they needed to learn, whatever these 3 6s are. Yeah, because there was some type of cycle that was coming around, some type of lesson that needed to be learned, and it had to do with them and how they communicated and who they chose and what they expected and what somebody else expected. So that's the. Somebody now had to understand that nobody is afraid to strike off in a new direction, and whenever they're gone, they're gone. You know. Now somebody's sitting here thinking about, oh, they should have appreciated you, they should have understood, and instead of having you do everything by yourself, maybe they should have said, hey, maybe blah 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 blah, whatever. What else, Spirit? Anything else from this deck? Mm-hmm. Someone is understanding now that they took too long. Like they thought that they well, like they say, you studied long, you studied wrong. Yeah, because they're the only ones. They see the truth. They're the only ones that's sitting there and upset. They got the 5 of Cups. Here's the four cups right here. Besides them taking too long to even make a move, deciding what they wanted to do. Okay, you don't know. Let me show you. I'm gonna make a decision. And see, somebody was probably thinking like, well, if you gotta go, go. Like you was like, oh, okay, bye. Like, almost like somebody would try and say some type of something to you to make you doubt yourself. Somebody else saw exactly who you were. There was something brand new on the horizon, and you went off in that direction. You was guided to go off in that direction and to be celebrated for who you were. Say, study long, study wrong. Oh, well. Bottom of the deck. Partnerships and alliances. This is what somebody even wanted. This is what they shot themselves in the foot, because they forgot that with a partnership or with an alliance, it actually does take two. It takes a compromise. It doesn't take you saying, okay, well, I want my life to go this way, but I want this and I want this, but I expect this person to put their life on hold until I'm ready to do this. No. There's obstacles and challenges, because you know what? If you expect somebody else just to do all the bending, or have all the patience, have all the understanding, have all the time in the world for you to be as slow-mo as you motherfucking want to go, that's not how it works. If you want somebody else to be there, you have to find out what they want to see if y'all can work that together. What's the message? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Now somebody's passions are ignited because they seeing how stubborn they were now that they are all alone in solitude, feeling stuck. See? Because they thought that you was going to come out with something different. Now they feel like they suffering in silence. They thought that you was going to be the one to make a different choice. You was like, oh, okay. They said, well, you know what? If that's what you want, bye, leave. You was like, they still looking down the street to see when you're gonna bring your ass back. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, they still watching. Good luck. Yep. Trust me. The sacral chakra. Come on now. They know. They know. That's that gut. They understand that, they understand that they made a wrong decision at that moment. And they want to blame it on like they was trying to work or whatever. They was trying to do this, they was trying to do that. But you know what? Life don't go the way you expect it to go, especially whenever you want that heart to be involved in it. You know, there's certain sacrifices that you're gonna have to make, especially when you want that heart to be involved. There's certain things that you're gonna have to see and foresee. Instead of having the hindsight, have the foresight, confirmation to understand that, wait, love begins with a give and a take. Because if you don't have that foresight, then you will have that hindsight of those memories of love. People need to understand it's not just about them. It's a sickness to think it's just about yourself. That's why people have that emotional loss. They expected that to be you. But they see now that you had victory and success whenever you decided that you was going to move on. And that's what's fucking them up, because they feel that you knew better. And you did. See, this person thought that they would get the recognition or reward, or they would be seen as somebody as very desirable if they chose not to do anything. If they chose to make somebody wait as long as possible. No, you want somebody to suffer in silence. Ain't nobody doing that shit. No. You do that by your damn self. What's the message? What's the message? Somebody decided to have a positive movement forward. Somebody decided to leave. Because they knew that somebody else, they was just hoping that the waiting game was going to work. Somebody feel like, you know what? Hey, I felt like I waited long enough, and that's fair. If a relationship is about two people. It's not just about one person. If you have certain expectations, you must openly discuss that with the other person. And if the other person says, you know what, maybe they don't have the spiritual strength to overcome those obstacles and those challenges with you. Maybe that's not within them. Maybe you need to do some healing, or they need to do some healing, or whatever. But yeah, it's about somebody had to look at how they approached partnerships and alliances and what they expected and what they expected other people to do. Whereas somebody else has decided that it was a time to just strike off in a new direction. Yeah. So let's see what else. Yeah. A radical rebirth. I feel like something brand new just really happened whenever somebody was like, okay, bye. Like they left somebody, and then the next person they met turned out to be the best person they could have ever met. And they got married or created a successful business or whatever. Yeah. Because this is somebody who I feel like both people have been through something. It's like them two meeting, it almost like it's a miracle, because the two really work well together. That giving and that receiving. Both of them feeling like they feel safe enough to surrender to each other. Neither afraid to speak up and talk about what they really want, and be an awakening to who the other is, not and then understanding that, hey, they don't have to wear these masks. They don't have to try and be somebody that they're not. What's the message? What's the message? Yeah. I feel like somebody decided to go ahead and liberate themselves, to really honor themselves and who they were, and not be somebody else's lackey. Because I feel like somebody tried to give somebody else a ultimatum or something, or maybe not even an ultimatum, just kind of say something kind of out the way or whatever, that was kind of like, wow, okay. But they was trying to say it like, like, well, they wasn't trying to say it like real rude or anything, but they was trying to say it like real smart in a way. Like you had to really read into it, Like if that's not what you want, you are free to go, or whatever. But saying with a whole bunch of different words, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to just saying it. But yeah, they what they did was they just kind of built up some bad juju for themselves. They betrayed themselves. You can't make this up. They betrayed themselves. They hurt themselves. And see, that's getting ready to come out. This person is getting ready to speak up now. Now this person wants to talk to you. They want a second chance. They want to come back. They want to say, hey, because now they see who you are. Now they understand, hey, I missed the boat, but somebody else didn't. And this person is definitely worthy. Somebody wants forgiveness. Now they want to do that give and take. Now somebody finally wants to speak up whenever before they ain't have shit that they truly wanted to even say. And because that was how they really felt. They could have gave a flying fuck. But now that they see somebody else wants you, now they want to give a flying fuck. Because now they're awakened to who you are and the type of environment that you provide. And they feel that they deserve this, but they feel like they can come to you and swoo you or woo you or make you swoon or do this or do that and blah, blah, blah. But it's not going to happen. No tink tink. It ain't about to happen. Hey, Waters Deep Intuitive Oracle. How are you? Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I've been watching your channel too. And I've been seeing your shorts. What's the message, Spirit? I saw there was a card that was upside down, which is strange because my cards aren't upside down. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, somebody, they're hoping for a miracle, but I don't believe it's going to happen. Because, see, somebody, like I said, they spoke with their whole chest. When they came to you and they was like, well, shit, you can take your ass on then. Bye. You can take your ass. Get then. Get. They spoke with their whole chest. Now they coming back with their hat in their hand, talking about some, oh, if I could just get just a warm glass of water. You don't have to have no eyes or nothing, please. I just wanted to speak to you. Because, see, they know who you are and what you bring. You the one to bring the good juju. They're looking at you. They see how joyous you are. Repeat after me. Hell no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go. What's the message? What's the message? Thank you. Somebody feel like this came like this. Like they're in the middle of having to start over, or they maybe somebody is having their own going through their own awakening, or maybe instead of them rebuilding themselves in a positive light, the rebuild that they're doing is not so positive at all. What else, Spirit? The truth is coming out about themselves. Maybe this is somebody who likes to have their ego stroked by a whole bunch of people. And that's why they don't move forward with nobody, because they so busy having their ego stroked by everybody around, that they don't really see that it's messing up the connection that they have with the one that they wanted to have the connection with, the one that they want to have forgiveness from. They couldn't see that. And maybe this person tried to say it and said, hey, this is what this is. You got this too much going on. And that's why somebody got a little lippy and self-sabotaged, because they felt like they was living the Viva Loca. Well, go on with your living the Viva Loca self then. Hey, Faith, how are you? Go on with your living the Viva Loca self ass then. Yeah. See, now somebody, they want to come to you like they, healed, or they want to, they hurt, and they want a healing, and they want to get together with you, and they want to try and create something with your ass. Hell no, we won't go. High behaving. Hell no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go. Hey, Faith. Hell no, we won't go. See? It's just because some shit is happening to them, not the shit that they expected. Like I said, they fucked themselves. So you can't expect to mess yourself over and then come back and somebody save you. And then they are upset that they are reaping what they have sown. They are upset that they are getting exactly what they said they wanted with their entire full chest on the loudest of volumes to you squarely in your face or on the phone, and didn't give a flying F you know what, how it affected you, how it came across, confirmation, what it sounded like. They didn't care. Okay. They didn't care. Okay. See, confirmation. See, because you was trying to tell them something and they didn't want to hear it. They did not want to hear it. Oh, yeah, you were trying to tell them something. They did not want to hear it. I'm telling you, because the rage, them, the connections that they make with people, and because of their desire and stuff, they didn't want to hear that. You was telling them the truth. They didn't want to hear that shit. That would have meant for them to wake up to their feelings of what you bring and who the fuck you were. And if they really, really thought about some things, how that would affect them in their life. They didn't want to wake up to that. They didn't want to wake up to that. But now they have no choice but to wake up, because they see that you took your kickball, your ball and your jacks, your basketball, your little football, with the leather football, not even that Nerf one that the dog half chewed, half the shit off of it. No, the leather football, the baseball, and the bat, and the gloves, and went home. And went home. Oh, and that seat on the swing outside, you took that too because that was yours. You bought that, and you took your swing seat back too. So now they got a whole arch of the swing stuff, but no swing seat. Oh well, they gonna learn. They learned today. They learned today. What's the message? Bottom of the deck. Archangel Gabriel. Somebody now understand that they should have spoke up. You should have had something that you needed to say a long time ago. It's like they knew something about their third eye. Maybe their third eye chakra wasn't open. It was closed. Somebody know they was tripping. That they do know. And now they're trying to think, how can I come back? What can I do? What can I say? Can I say, hey girl, hey guy? What is it? What is it? You see, something's happening. Somebody's getting downloads. And it's creating a storm because the more downloads that they're getting, it's like the more they're realizing that they just fucked up. Now somebody wants to come with holding their heart, and they want you to have your heart all open and being like, baby, baby, baby. Yes, we can work this out between you and me. Or whatever the fuck the song goes. See, somebody thinking that that's going to be the way to get you to open up all of, and everything else. But see, no, somebody they realizing that it's like the real thing was the real passion was the money for real. But see, they're realizing that that's the thing that held them or kept them in that heartache and heartbreak. Is not being able to prioritize, not being able to see the forest through the trees. But I feel like Spirit said, no, time waits on no one. That door to somebody else receiving something else, it was time. Somebody that received someone else that they really appreciated. Now somebody that felt like they didn't know what to choose, who to choose. Hey, this is more important than this at this moment, and blah, 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 blah. No. Now they understand and know. It wasn't even like that. Understanding somebody was way too smart for that. Way too smart. What's the message? What's the message? Hey, behaving, how are you? What's the message? Right, exactly. And now somebody is that same person that was holding this hard. Now they all mad and everything because they're not getting what they want. So that's how you can tell that it wasn't true blue on their end. They all mad because they're not getting what they want because you said, I'm good. See, this person, they thought that they could, they knew the way to get you to feel like, oh, we're the perfect match and this and that and the other. Like they was going to get you just to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait on them until they was ready to come to the gate. It don't work like that, sir, ma'am, sis, bro. It don't work like that. You missed the boat. If you do yourself a favor, before you try this on a person, try it on yourself first. Way to do this is get you ticket on the most expensive cruise ship that they have. Get you a 30-day cruise if they got them. Buy everything. Buy, the whole bar package. Buy everything. Get it all set up. And then go down to the dock the day after the ship leave and see if the ship is still there. Or did you just miss the motherfucking ship? And fuck around and find out that you done fucked up all that fucking money too. What the fuck you think is gonna happen with a person? They're gonna sit there and be like, well, everybody else that has paid the exact same amount of money that's waiting for this motherfucking ship to leave. We're gonna wait on this one slow ass no-show motherfucker before we leave, okay? It don't happen like that. Somebody was fooling themselves. They was fooling themselves. They wasn't looking at the situation clearly. They was expecting you to put up with some bullshit that they wouldn't put up with. They was expecting you to do some shit that they wouldn't do. Yeah, but see, what they didn't expect, what they didn't understand, what they didn't anticipate, you wasn't even studying them, not even coming towards you. You held no motherfucking anxiety at all. You was like, okay. See, they thought that you was going to be sitting here envious of other people or other situations. Or you was like, fuck that. Ain't nobody worrying about all that bullshit. You want to be with other people? You go right on ahead. Guess what? I asked God, and God said, you're not the only one with that anatomical part. Somebody lied to themselves about thinking that you wasn't going to walk away. Not only did you walk away, not only did you skip down the road, you was, trotting, you was jogging. Not only did you go into a full motherfucking sprint, you was gone. You was gone. And now this person, now they understand that they played themselves because you said, okay, hey, I'm not even going to worry about it. And you didn't. You allowed that you put it in God's hands and you came out victorious. Now this person is upset because they told you to leave and you said, adios, amigos, motherfucker. All because this motherfucker was afraid to move forward. Because they didn't know what the fuck was in front of them whenever they acted like they couldn't see the forest through the trees. You ain't got to see it, motherfucker. You ain't got to see shit. Well, what you got to worry about is you go down that you going down that journey by yourself. Ain't nobody carrying that fucking broken heart for you. You about to learn today about how it's about give and take. It is about give and fucking take. Anything else? Anything else? Thank you. Okay. Yeah. You know what? This person feel like they really played themselves whenever they open up that door. They allowed you out that door because they didn't know that once you open up that door, everybody in the community was going to see that you was that door to value. They'd see all the value in you. It's like, you know what? You having a rare, exotic bird, and there's only 7 that they have ever been known to live since the 1400s because they live like 300 years each and they only have 1 egg, and blah, 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 blah. But you got the motherfucking egg and the bird and shit like that. And so it's going to be on you to carry on the whole fucking tradition. And all you got to do is just keep this fucking bird alive. And when it have its egg, and keep the, when that egg crack and that bird, baby bird, then you sell that motherfucker and you get like $17 million or some shit like this. That's all you had to do. But you and your dumb stupid ass gonna decide that one day you gonna open up the windows and you're gonna open up the bird cage so the bird could stretch his wings, not thinking that the bird's gonna fly out the window without motherfucking screams. See, somebody didn't appreciate you when they had you. They act like they didn't know what they wanted to do. Oh, well. That's too bad. I hate when that happens. See, now this person is over here is suffering a broken heart, and then here you fall all the way over here. I think you're doing just good because you followed your temple path of where you need to go. You knew that you wasn't even sitting here gonna be envious of nothing that this old tink tink Rudy Poo whatever, because there's more than one way to get what you needed to get, more than one way to do whatever it is that you needed to do or to obtain what you needed to obtain. You listened to what Spirit said for you to do, and you was like, I got it. Now somebody else wants you to feel attached. They want to see if maybe they can come back. Maybe if they give you some sort of, I don't know. Now they want to throw some sort of effort into it. Now they want to act like they really want to do something because they act like they want to be this happy family with you. But I feel like it's just an act. I feel like it's just that this person didn't realize that there were other possibilities for you. This person didn't realize how strong of a person that you were. This person, instead of you telling this person something to harm them, you was actually trying to tell them something to free them. But see, they took it and they ran the opposite way with it, and that's why now this person is receiving this karma. Things that they did before is coming back now. Almost like they want you to help them with this karma. Yeah, something is happening. Something is happening right here and right now. Oh, I told you something that somebody did is coming back around to them. Told you something that somebody did is coming back around to them. But you are going through the door to personal healing and happiness. And that's probably what it is. That somebody was attached to something or somebody else. And now their heart is all broken from this past attachment that they had that they didn't want to let you know about. Like something that they really, whether they were seeing somebody or they just wasn't over somebody or something. Because it could have been like maybe they wasn't seeing anybody. Maybe it was just something they wasn't over. Absolutely natural and urban. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, baby? Bottom of the deck, the hangman. I told you somebody expected you just to be, take as long as you need. I'm okay. As long as I know we working on this together. No, fuck all that. Hey, Sally. Thank you so very much. We're not doing it like that. We're not doing it like that. Somebody got a message. Look here, boo. You ain't doing shit. Either shit or get up off the motherfucking pot. But you ain't gonna do both. See? Yeah, because somebody was trying to hold back. They with all this inaction. Somebody wasn't doing nothing. They thought that they could keep this little thing going, where this little fun game going, where they could keep you by yourself, by yourself, and okay, waiting around on them while they sitting here doing whatever the fuck it is that they doing. They didn't know that you had a little bit of that 1980s something, 87, 88, 89, NWA, and and you was not afraid to do like a 211, because they was trying to do a 211 on you with your heart. They was trying to do an armed robbery or hold up with your heart, and you was like, oh no, you better call 211, you better call 911, and let them put and tell it the 411, tell them the 411, something. Yeah, somebody was like, no, they had to put an end to that shit. Somebody put an end to that shit and told them to so this motherfucker, the motherfucking truth. What the fuck was going on? Yeah, they are clowns. Clowns. Knuckleheads. Now somebody all upset because of the path that they chose. Now they can't sleep at night. And they sitting here wondering if that they wasn't really taking, well, maybe I can get her to think or him to think that I wasn't taking them for granted, even though I paid attention to everything else except for that one thing that I said that I wanted. I expected this somebody to be a hole on the shelf. Like they was trying to, get you to get you off balance. Get you off balance. I know that's right. I know that's right. Them days are over. Hello. Hey, pimp named 24K. I know that's right. Yes, thou shalt not try me. That's the move 24/7, baby. Think it's a game. Yes, honey. Yes. Somebody had to find out how strong you was. That was like shit. And not only that, but they sound then too how somebody else swooped in quick, fast, and in a motherfucking hurry. Okay. That's when somebody knew. That's when they fucked up. That's when somebody knew all they was doing was acting all up in their ego and their pride, having these ego trips, thinking that you was like, a Rudy Poo. Like they was gonna be able to do you like they was doing whatever back in the day. Shit, no, somebody getting karma for that shit. And they finding out that the competition that stable, that passion they had, whatever. Them wasn't exotic horses out there. Them was cows and pigs out there. Okay. Now somebody feeling overloaded and overburdened and everything. And they sitting here looking at you. You were sitting here, motherfucking peacock, out in a damn field, and they thought that they had some real livestock. They thought they had like stallions out there. When they, when you left, you put them peacock feathers down, and they really saw what was behind you. They was like, wait a minute. These are old sows and old milkless cows. Yeah. Now somebody see they want to try and get back in. No, that's so rich. Trust me, somebody gonna come to you with some type of weak ass apology, some type of little, hey, let's get together. But you've already made up your mind. You have already made up your mind. That's right. Run up and get done the fuck up, natural and nervous. Yes. Somebody already else saw who you were and made you a solid offer. This is something that you need to pay attention to. And this is what this other person is paying attention to too, because they didn't think this shit was gonna happen that fast. Well, that's what your ass get. Nanny, nanny, boo, boo. Stick your head in some motherfucking doo-doo. We don't give a shit. We don't give a shit. Don't stop. Get it. Yeah. See? What's the message? See, I'm telling you, somebody, they thought that you wasn't going to use your intuition whenever it came to what would be like an ideal situation for you to have as far as stability or, relationship. And they thought that you would just kind of take any type of halfway semi, explanation as to what the fuck is going on and blah, 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 while they out in the streets beating the meat or whatever they doing. Shit, oh no, it don't work like that. They're trying to give you that apology. Yeah, I don't know if these were your exact words, but something to the effect of, "I'm good, ninja. Bye, boy, bye." Yeah, something like that. That's when somebody realized, maybe they took too long to have some type of conversation or to say something or to send some type of communication. And maybe you wasn't willing to wait around like they thought that you was gonna wait around, And they just thought that it was gonna work, that you was gonna wait around and they was gonna have you eating, out the palm of their hand. Shit. You said, first of all, I ain't seen you wash your nasty ass hands yet. Confirmation for me to be eating about the motherfuckers. Oh, hell no. And I haven't seen you going in and out that damn porta potty at that. That's why I said don't even fucking touch me. Hello? Somebody trying not to worry about it, but they so worried. They worrying why you not worrying. That's why they worrying. They're like, damn, I was expecting somebody to text me, call me, send me some type of smoke signal, something. Now they're worrying. They sitting here thinking about, okay, they had this opportunity, but they're wondering if somebody else is approaching you. Told you. They're worrying if somebody else is approaching you. They think somebody else is in there, like that ingrown booty hair already. They know that somebody is coming. They know somebody sees who you are. This person is about to have a fit because they know somebody is about to choose you. They know somebody about to choose you. They ain't got shit coming. Well, do we feel bad? Not really. We don't give a shit for real. Not really. See, the Seven of Wands, Ace of Cups, and the Knight of Wands. This kind of feels like somebody they was trying to really, you like whenever you was trying to approach them and say, hey, I'm just trying to figure out what direction we're going in here, and then somebody instantly want to take defense and then stop asking me about my motherfucking life. You know how people get on real defensive, and it was only because they was trying to do all this other stepping out shit with everybody else, living the viva loca, acting like a fool. Okay, acting like a fool. Okay. That's why they got all defensive. That's why they wanted to be all defensive. Hey, stay out of my personal motherfucking business. Ain't none of your motherfucking what the fuck I'm doing. You just like your mama. Whatever. Now somebody wishing that they would have taken you because you just like your mama. And they thought they seeing what the fuck they had. They ain't had shit. But all they did was fuck themselves because now they're wondering if you'll make another decision. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now all of a sudden you like how my mama was, huh? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now you can see the value in it, huh? 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 What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? What's the message? Anything else from the stack? Thank you. Yeah. The truth is out. It's all out. Everybody see everything. You see it all. You see it all. The truth is out. Can't nobody hide nothing. You know that person know, hey, if you tell them fuck no, you know, fuck, you saying fuck no for a fucking reason. Because you know who they are. They done showed you. They done shown you already. The stuff that they was going to try and create, the little tricks they was going to try and play, all of that. Have you wasting your damn time for no damn reason except to satisfy their ego. Except to satisfy their ego. Let's pull some. Let's see. What's the message, Spirit? Mm-hmm. That's what it is. You need to get them the sweet spot gang sign. This is a motherfucking true sign. 2 of these and 1 of these. Okay, this could be somebody that was they got a jealous sibling, or they the jealous sibling or something. You know, something with them. What's the message? What's the message? Yep, time is running out. This person had to realize it. And so they was like, well, it is what it is. Okay, yeah, okay, well, what it is. Now they're realizing that they the past love. It is what it is. Okay. Yeah, now they having to hear this little, hey, little Walter, something's gonna get you little. See, they had an opportunity to have something that they wanted, that they asked for, that they prayed for. You know, this is somebody that you could be in your master vibration 22 life path. Now somebody want to go high. They feel like they embarrassed, you know, because and like people gonna be talking about it. Yep. See, this could be somebody that had a third wheel enemy or was a third wheel enemy, and they was trying to do some shit. They thinking they was gonna move in silence, thinking they was gonna dictate the whole fucking relationship. If maybe they was in the mood or tried to put you in the mood or whatever. But see, they understand now that their hate don't stop your gift. Your gift was your gift. Because you know you are the daughter of God or the son of God. You know what I'm saying? And so it's so funny to them. It's funnier to you now, but they realize that you stood your ground and they admire you for that. Now they see that you are that lotus flower. So they didn't think that you was going to be able to stand your ground, or you was gonna break down and say, well, you know, blah 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 blah. But God said, oh no, This is your new year. Something about somebody is and their religious beliefs. Oh, thank you, Kate. See, somebody's real emotions are welling up. They're finally having to deal with some things. because they was listening to and believing a liar the whole time. This could come something around Wednesday, because they're finally realizing that none of their negative plans ever work. At least if they wasn't working on you. Thank you, Spirit. It was not going to work on you. And this person is obsessed with you. Obsessed with you. The whole time, you was the prize. See? And now this motherfucker was sitting there doing too much, talking too fast, talking too smart, getting all smart with you. Well, you could just do this and you could lead it. Bye, bitch. Bye, Belinda, bye, Felicia, whatever the shit is. Bye, bye. Yeah. You know, now they're looking at you, married to the love of your life. Now they feel stupid. They having financial burdens. Shit that they threw out at you is boomerang and coming back on them. And guess what? It's Judgment Day. It's in God's hands. It's in God's hands. Natural and urban, what? I'm sorry you're having to go through that. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Ooh, that was a lot. That's a lot. Not all that. Thank you. Somebody needs to work on their vision board. Something about somebody has some closed chakras, though. Something about some divine love and that Lionsgate portal on August the 8th. Just remember that you uplift everyone. And your archangels, they stay on the ready. Something is coming within 3 days to 3 weeks. All right? And it's going to be something that's going to show out or show the world that you are the star. Right. Ego busters. Exactly. Yep. Somebody thought that you was going to be like a science project. This could have been somebody that was a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And now they realizing that, hey, they was released because they realized that they felt a huge energy shift. You know, a huge, and I told you, look, if they don't like your mama, they don't like you. What did we already say earlier? Now they like your mama. But before they didn't like your mama. So did they really like you? Somebody need to stop blaming others for their own insecurities. That's what they need to do. They feel stupid. They really do. They thought they knew you. They know you. They know you because they didn't even know themselves. They are a fucking lost soul. And they was a willing participant in their own demise. We just have to remember that. And they also had to know that you have high honor. Okay? That's why when somebody said, well, leave then, that's when you said, okay, bye. And you left. Oh, well. It is what it is, ain't it, boo? Something about some type of accident. Maybe they had an accident when they was in the third party's company. Something they was trying to keep secret. You know. Hiding something about it. Now this person understands that you are an earth angel. That's what they didn't see. Now they believe in God. And they are so green with envy because the whole time they had this distorted view of who they were, what they deserved, all of that. They needed to open up their throat chakra. They needed to talk. They needed to express. You needed to be able to hear what they had to say as opposed to playing some type of game. So, hey, Faith, they're coming from here to Alcatraz, don't they? I know that's right. See, this entire time they was out for your blood anyway. This could be somebody with an I, J, K, or L in their name. I'm telling you, this was somebody that was wearing masks. They was nice to strangers, but they was abusive to family. But now they are shook. They are shook. Something because they saw you beat the dog shit out the devil. That's why this person is shook. And it could have been, didn't even have to be anything violent. It could have just been spiritually. See, this person, they got played by the devil. And they work for the devil. That's why this person is getting their just due. Mm-hmm. They wonder how you got away from them. You know, they thought that you was like some type of game. How you even got away from them. But they didn't realize that they was already outranked spiritually by levels. The chosen is up here. They were all the way at the bottom of the staircase down there. Hey, Junior. I'm so glad to see you as well. What's the message, Spirit? Uh-oh. Hold on. Okay. See, somebody was afraid of what somebody else was thinking. That's what it was. But they didn't realize that you grew up a long time ago. You already predicted the future. You told this person what to think. Mm-hmm. It was time for this person to do some self-reflection. For them to really look at themselves. Hey, Roland. See, somebody, something about somebody's past love returns, or they want to return. They want to be that past love to return. But you already have that beauty and that wealth that you found with someone else. So somebody thought they was going to be able to tell you something to kind of put you in your place, but you to let them know you don't scare nobody's kids. You don't scare nobody's kids. That's why you was like, oh, okay, I'm going to do this then. And the moment that you did that, that's when God said, I'm proud of you. Because everything that person was telling you was a motherfucking lie in the first damn place. Even your angels was like, oh, child, no. Leave this motherfucker. Your angels was like getting upset. They was trying to like stop each other from plucking feathers and shit. They was like, get the fuck away from this motherfucker. Child, no. Mm-hmm. Look, they was wondering if they was gonna have to go savage mode on this motherfucker. Yes, something. They was not happy. It was happy when you walked away. Now somebody want to come back. Right. That's right. Rubber your glue. Whatever you say about me sticks. That's right. Natural and urban. Yes. Something about the police. Call the police. Call them. They're gonna need to be here to get me up the fuck up off of you. Call them right now. Call right now. Talking about call the police. Don't threaten me with a good time. Shit, call them. Call them motherfuckers. See if Jane is working the switchboard. Just tell her Tracy C. She'll know who it is. Your intuition is telling you there's a new opportunity is coming soon. Because you have already turned a new page. That's right, Sally. Tapped in. Right. What's the message, Spirit? What is the message? I know that's right. I know that's right. Yeah. What's the message? Thank you. See, somebody's getting it back. They're realizing that they opened up Pandora's box and it was a necklace that came that was like half of a heart, and the other half of the heart belonged to karma. And the two hearts are coming together. And now somebody realizing they getting fucked up. See, they should have did a little bit of research. That would have helped them from jumping both feet into fucking around with you. That would have helped them in many ways. Let's see. Somebody need to go ahead and look at some tarot. They tried to access your Akashic records, but they had the wrong password. They thought they knew you. That you were the Empress. They didn't know you. Shit. Anything else? Thank you. Something's getting ready to happen short term. Something about somebody generational curse. Maybe somebody's going to be breaking a generational curse because all the dark is cleared. Somebody's getting ready to get a hard pass. I'm good. I don't want it. Thank you for taking it back. Thank you for rescinding the offer. Amen. Let's see what else. Because they fight dirty. Somebody was watching, like clock watching very often to see if something was going to happen to you. Something to you, like your career, your success, your public image, something like that. But the illusions are over, and somebody is realizing that wicked witch is dead. That your bravery, your strength, your can't stop, won't stop attitude, that you are your tenacity, the way that you go to through shit head on, and the fact that you are a warrior, that is what led you to victory. Somebody, they have to go back to the drawing board. If they want to try and get with you, they got to go back to the drawing board. They got to really do their homework this time. What you say? Don't come half-ass, motherfucker. Don't come half-ass. What's the message? Thank you. See, all curses are canceled. Somebody broke a generational curse. Now somebody trying to leave. Oh, where you going? The game is just getting started. Where you going? We just starting to have fun. It's just my turn at bat. And I intend to bat. Yes, I do. In fact, I intend to score quite a few home runs while it's my turn at bat. So you get comfortable. As comfortable as you can. Anyway. What's the message, Spirit? Oh, that's too damn bad. They big mad. Well, that's too bad. Don't nobody worry about that. Ain't nobody caring about you. Oh, you mad. You mad. Ooh. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Let me see it. Right. But you say you can be mad? That's my bat and ball. That's right, Roland. Shit, be mad all you want to be. Shit, you ain't nothing but a motherfucking hater anyway. You just jealous. You just jealous. See? Something about somebody's social network, maybe so they felt like they wasn't having their dreams fulfilled in the 11th house or something. Either a DM, a divine masculine, something. Maybe this person has such a free spirit, and that's the part that they didn't like. That this divine masculine has such a free spirit. They hope you call for real. They hope you call. This was somebody who was trying to be a motherfucking clout chaser. But whenever you was like, you know what? Let me tell you something, boo. Chase that motherfucking clout over there. They fucking felt some cold chills when you was like, you can kiss my ass where the sun don't shine or whatever. You let this person know, hey, I hope you heal yourself. Yep, because God had showed you who they were. So you didn't need to stand around or sit around or stick around for no more bullshit. God showed you who they were. As long as I see who you are, I'm good. Somebody with an M, N, O, or P in their name. Somebody who's going through some major changes right now. Some major changes. And it's because they was being childish. Very, very childish. But they're just reaping what they sow. What they have sown. So they get what they deserve. That's what it is. They have to do it alone in order to grow. They have to. That's why. See, this could be somebody who is like a male parent, the emperor or something like that. Somebody that still has to go through that maybe is going through some childhood drama or trauma, something like that. I don't know. We just had my butt leave a face on fire. Right. Right. I know that's right. Child, look, they clutching their pearls. Whatever. You like, oh, clutching your pearls. Somebody got some bottled up emotions. That's what they need to do, was express themselves a long time ago. That's why they fucked up. See, they didn't realize that you was a different kind of person, that you was always going to choose you. Well, now I guess they know. All right, y'all. I'm going to leave it there. Right. I'm happy. Leave me alone. Right. Exactly. Yeah, sometimes people don't realize or they think that they're more important in someone else's life than they truly are. You're not. You're not. You're not. They want to fool themselves into thinking that somebody is like so thirsty. They're not. Maybe somebody is trying to entertain the idea of something with you or doing something with you or getting together with you, but in the big scheme of things, your life is not important to them at all. And it's like when people realize it, that after the opportunity is gone, then they realize, I squandered a really good opportunity. I didn't even take the opportunity to take a chance, to get to know, to find out, to inquire, to really make a sound decision, to have done the necessary research, to have properly vetted, to say yes or no, and this is definitively why. I didn't even do that. I let my ego and my pride and what I thought was like all up in here get in the way. Exactly. Milky, Haji, how are you? Oh, Milky, I've been ill, but I've been recuperating. Thank you. Thank you, Red Violet. Yes, Roland, next to the Most High. Avi, how are you? Girls, we're going to include on my face. Thank you. Oh, thank you so very much, Avi. Thank you so very much. Kate, thank you. So yeah, y'all, I uh I hope to be back a little bit later today. I'm going to I do have some garden stuff I'm gonna do. And maybe I'll take a picture of my garden and put it up on the internet. I'm not sure. But anyway, thank you so very much. I look forward to seeing y'all again. Thank you so very much for being patient while I was convalescing too. All right. I love you all, and I'll see you again soon. Bye now. Bye now.